Indeed, we are live. There we go. Sound is up. Fantastic. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the show. Hello. Tested. Testes. 1, 2, 3. Sure. Why not? Jim Jordan just lost his third vote. It just happened a few minutes ago. So I was enjoying that. He's never going to be speaker. Not ever. It's not happening. And the more he sends out kind of the maggot brigade to try and, I guess, intimidate people into voting for him, the worse it actually works for him because you can technically only do that shit when you have the illusion that you're the good guy, that there has to be, because if you're the tough guy, and everybody's voting for you because you're the tough guy, and they're scared because you're the tough guy, and they're voting for tough guy because tough guy rocks. And if they don't vote for tough guy's going to happen in kind of a mafioso dictatorship kind of a way. Then that's a foregone conclusion. And it's unanimous because unless everybody agrees on your tough guy status, nobody really does. Right? They either have to believe that the threat is real, everybody has to believe the threat is real, or nobody believes the threat is real, right? Because the minute someone can tear away, then you either have to be the tough guy, meaning you have to do the awful that you are threatening to do, which Jim Jordan is a complete awful as a human being, but he's not capable of the big awful. He's capable of looking away while someone else does the big awful. That I have no doubt. But ultimately, it's not going to. It's not the same thing you need in a power struggle like this. This is not the fucking czars. This is not some like MBS House of Sod family struggle shit. This is an actual functioning democracy, and people have options. And you've got large numbers of his caucus that are in vulnerable districts, and they're aware that the Republican majority is razor fucking thin. And if they want to get anything done, they're going to do some reaching across the aisle. And if you have somebody like Jim Jordan in there will be zero that, and they will pay for it the next time around. Jim Jordan will be safe in his stupid look the other way district. Matt Gaetz will be safe in his daddy's district. You know, Lauren Boebert, she's on the fence. She's one of those people, ironically, who should be mitigating what she's doing the way Marjorie Taylor Greene is. It's very curious to me that Marjorie Taylor Greene is sucking up to McCarthy, and this might just be her belief that she has a path to the vice presidency, which is just fucking ludicrous. But she might actually, this might be the reasoning. She's in a very sound red district compared to Lauren Boebert. And yet she's acting like, more of a, she's not acting in a bipartisan way by any stretch, but she is mitigating her crazy when it comes to McCarthy in a way that Lauren Boebert is absolutely not. Boebert is acting like she's in a safe district, and she fucking well isn't. So, yeah. And yes, and we'll get to CheeseBro in a second. Let me bring up this shite in a moment. I guess first things first, let me get up here to the, see if the screen still work, because everything shuffles around. There you are. Hi, chat room. Look at you guys. Welcome to the show. Look at you happy, lovely people. And then his son, Sean Hannity. No. MTG has been pretty quiet lately. Well, yes. So, for those of you who don't know, Marjorie Taylor Greene, if you'll recall back in January, was one of the people who curiously sided with Kevin McCarthy and played the kind of like middle of the road, power broker, where she was trying to at one point be the Gates whisperer, and that entailed her having like shouting matches with Lauren Boebert in the ladies' room, and at one point her calling her a little bitch on the floor of the House. Remember that stuff? Remember that back and forth? And interestingly enough, and this is just, again, we're talking about two crazy people. So there is no, even while trying to mitigate and be kind of like a bridge builder or offer olive branches to the rest of the Republican Party to rhino-y rhino, which is just fucking stupid. Because I love how everybody's a rhino except these 8, which at one point I am legend, right? So, while she's doing that, she's the one who calls Lauren Boebert a bitch on the floor and is being threatening. Meanwhile, Boebert is using more, I don't know, genteel language on the floor, right? At the same time, she's, there were no reports that she was swearing or making any kind of direct threats on the floor. She just kind of, I think there was a get your finger out of my face moment, but nothing close to the absolute hair pulling, screaming, scratching mess that was McCarthy and Gates behind closed doors. Which I just thought they should have oiled them up and done pay-per-view, and they could have almost made as much money as Donald Trump is stealing from the rest of the Republican Party right now. All right, so don't forget to like, subscribe. It's the morning show. It's Friday Eye. We'll get to some of that in a moment as well. But loser, in terms of Jim and the James and the Jordan. Why is this taking me a long time to log into this thing? I hate when this does this shite. There we go. So, couple of major stories. Open this link in a separate tab. And then this one. Trump is being threatened with jail time for violating the gag order. So how now what? Oh, check staff chat. Okay, I will. Thank you. Give me 1 second. Yes, it's a little harder to set up because I don't have the screen space. I get very, help us support the show. There's the Venmo and the Cash App thing up there in the corner. Support the show so that I can expand my road rig from a 13-inch laptop, which is very small. It's very hard to read this stuff. And yeah. All right. Anyways, I'm checking the staff chat as we do. But in the meantime, I'm going to, hopefully later on today, our dear friend Boston Brian, I think he's in town. He's in Los Angeles. So I'm going to be feeding that boy later on. We'll need the code for crooks and liars. Oh, okay. Gotcha. For them to join this morning. Excellent. Yes. Give me 1 second and I will give you that. I've got to open my dashboardy thing and I will make that happen because it's what I do. That's how I friggin' roll up in this biznatch. I don't want to open it with that browser. No. You want to open it with the Chromage. Thank you. Now, what's going to happen is they're going to flail around like this until the pro tem has to bring a CR to the floor. They are not going to remedy this anytime soon. They have no reason to. You have to understand the free dumb Caucasians over in that Gates and them are palling around with have no value. Ain't to have a doise, ain't you paying us? No, thank you, Easy E. That's a line from Splash, actually. By the way, Kamada Hall for my Gaelic friends out there. Still learning. It's good. I learned my which consonants lanite and which do not. It's a lot of work. Anyways, let's see. Oh, what was that? Oh, yes. So I've got to bring up my lovely thing for this, which is called video. There we go. Go to there. Enable that. And then I got to turn on my, I will grab this, copying, and giving this to, in the staff chat. There we go. I will be sending it to here. There you go. And this is the, there you go. Excellent. All right, now I'll leave this up and out of the way until such time as we do it. All right. So for those of you who don't know that I've been today. This is the year of learning dangerously. So I've decided to go for Gaelic this year. So wish me luck. By this time next year, I'll be what would be relatively what's a CR? Continuing resolution for the budget. What will happen is There we go. Yep. Excellent. Okay, done and done. There you go. Which is super fun. And I'm opening up my little window so that when they come in, they have something sexy and fun to look at. Come on now. Is it this guy? No. No, that's not it. Why you gotta be such a jerk? Why you gotta do that? Why you gotta... Okay, I'll just give them the camera of me. They won't be able to see themselves, but it'll work. They'll have to trust me that they'll look fantastic when they come on the show. But audio is going in the right direction, and we will see them at the 10 o'clock hour, my time, which is very exciting. And then, hopefully, today at some point, more than likely after this evening's show, I will be meeting up and hanging out with our dear friend Boston Brian someplace, taking him for a meal. Feel free to Venmo me if you want to contribute. Take him out for food, and then maybe I'll bring my iPad along and my iPhone, and we'll do a flimsy podcasting of our hangout for the very first time. How when Biden's bill for Israel and Ukraine hits the floor, what will the Republicans do? Oh, they are going to vote for it. It will pass. It will reach the floor. They will bring it to the floor. The pro tem they've already fucked him out of the speakership, so his only option right now is to either go down in history as part of the problem or part of the solution. And he will bring it to the floor and it will pass. Because there are a bunch of Republicans who do not want the Ukraine voting to go down or the Israel funding, the Ukraine or the Israel funding to go down. And there are, there's enough of those. And all the Democrats will vote for it except for like 4 because fucking Rashida Tlaib and whatever. Yes, CheeseBro's pleading guilty in following. We'll get to that in just a moment. So good. It's so good. CheeseBro. What's up, CheeseBro? And let's see. I'm going to try and pull these in. Here we go. There's a couple of things. So, so I don't know if you guys know this. Let me see if I can show you this here. During the, we'll get to CheeseBro in a minute. Yes, as I have said, there will not be enough popcorn for 2023. Also, tomorrow night, Sexy Liberal, go to sexyliberal.com. You can watch the live stream of the comedy show that we're putting on and help us reach a ridiculous number of people with this live show so that we can live stream all the shows next year because it's all topical. That's the great thing about the show. You're not going to see the same material over and over again. At least in my case, I can't force everybody else to do stuff. And John is such a writer. He's got some pieces that you're going to want to see again and again. But it will, yeah. Can I turn it up? Turn me up? Turn the volume of myself up? I'll see what I can do. Hey, check it to 1. I think it's just me. All right, so thank you for the super chat, Berkeley Dowd. Don't forget to subscribe. Help us get our numbers up because I'm competing against, for fuck's sake, even even like Russell Brand, his numbers have been going up. Even since his awful. Now that's not that shocking. Let me just say, okay. Hopefully this will raise my voice. Check. I'll try to raise this up a little bit and bring this volume a wee bit. It's not too much. There we go. Is that better? Does that make it louder? Let's see. So yeah, his numbers have been going up. Now a lot of them are fake. We know this. That's whatever. We'll deal with that shit later. But largely because they've been buying a lot of supporters to make him, look like he hasn't lost a beat during all this stuff as people bail. So, all right, that's better. Excellent. I just didn't want it to be too much like room noise and stuff, even though it's pretty quiet back here. Yeah, we've deadened it pretty good. Now, but to this afternoon. Okay, so let me show you something real quick. So, there it is. Diddly fuck over here. This is, you'll recognize the lack of jacket. These are the hands of Jim Jordan, a man who is married, for the record. See that? The dude is married, which, to quote Eddie Murphy, the generosity to women never ceases to amaze me. But people have been looking at his notes when he came out of his meeting to try and get all the votes. And so they literally went through and they broke down what was written on it in his movements, and they froze in on stuff. Because keep this in mind, kids. This is, well, I mean, pity the poor woman. I mean, she can, I guess it's one of those situations where, and I'm not saying this is what is happening at all, but if she ever decided to cheat, he would just look the other way. It's not like he's going to see it. How do you even bring up, seriously, point of order, Mr. Chairman, if I may. How the ever-loving fuck do you ever bring up anyone's shortcomings if you're Jim Jordan? How do you ever call someone out on something they've done if you're Jim Jordan? Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, the way I chew is bothering you? Oh, you don't like, what, my choice in dance music? But why don't you just look the other way like you did with the rapes at OSU? You know what I mean? Like, if that's the fucking standard, you have no standard. Yeah. So there's a Cash App over there. Take the Cash App and the Venmo 666 challenge. $6.66. Have a good time. All right. And share the show. Like, subscribe, pass it around, all that kind of stuff. And welcome people who have never heard of my show, who might have heard me on John Fugelsang's show last night. Welcome, and here we go. So, you recently watched 48 Hours. Murphy's great. He's so fucking good in that movie. Man, this brother's having a great time with this car door. Sorry about the door, Luther. Did that hurt? It looked real painful when you slammed into it. Guess I'm looking at friends like you, Reggie. And he's so fucking good, too. Anyways, everybody's great in that fucking movie. Everybody. Hey, Dick fucking Tracy. So, yeah. So anyways, this is the note, and everybody's been looking at the note and the contents of the note and breaking it down. And apparently the big phrase is, what is the real reason, among other notes? What is the real reason everyone fucking hates me? Because besides I'm a jacket-off douchebag who has a giant OSU hanging around my neck all the time, and everybody knows it. And the whole, to operate with Jim Jordan, to caucus with this dickhead, to be on a panel or a committee or be on the campaign trail with him, you have to willfully ignore the OSU scandal all the time. And that's a lot of heavy lifting, even for the maggots, right? And there's a moment wherein you could argue that Gates is waiting for the day when, and considering his background, that's fucking rich, but whatever, is waiting for the day that Jim Jordan doesn't do exactly what he fucking says, where Gates can go, well, he's got that problem where I didn't look the other way while people were being sexually assaulted. You couldn't. You were on top of her, you fucking pig. So that allegedly, that'll be the language back and forth in committee. That'll be what McCarthy and Gates and Jordan are all screaming at each other. Yeah. Maybe that he, as a Speaker of the House, that could be his whole thing. He could go, he could just bring stuff to the floor and look the other way. Just watch it get, don't watch as it gets passed by a majority of voters, even amongst his own caucus. So, that's the, what's the real reason? The real reason is everybody in the Republican Party serving in the House and certainly in the Senate knows that Jim Jordan is toxic as fuck to your future as a politician. Everybody except guys who have worse stuff, like Comer and his stuff with his ex. And anybody who doesn't have domestic violence or something in their past, or isn't a direct pussy grabber, or isn't accused of dosing underage girls and flying them out of the state to have sex with them while they're doped up. Anybody with a scandal less than that, less than those things, knows that being anywhere near Jim Jordan is completely nuclear, right? Is just fucking toxic waste. They know it. That's his problem. And they'll vote at arm's length because they're just going to vote for whoever the speaker is. There's a bunch of people on the Republican side who they're going to vote for any speaker because, goddamn it, we need a speaker. And they're going to assume that whoever that person is will do the generalized idea of the Republican Party and get on with it, right? No matter who it is. But but they're not going to sit down with the dude and make a deal with him, or or bounce back and forth on what he would like to have as an agenda for the next 6 fucking months. They're not going to sit in fucking rooms with this guy and be photographed talking to him. They barely wanted to do that with McCarthy. They're sure as shit not going to do it with Jordan. What's the real reason? It's clearly a conspiracy, you fuck. Like, that's, you know how gross you have to be? I mean, first of all, we know how gross he is. He's pegged the needle because anybody who'd participate in what he participated in at OSU is a special kind of fucking vile, period. So it's not surprising that one tier down from that is him bullshitting everyone and pretending to bullshit himself. That, I don't know what you're talking about. What's the real reason? You dumb motherfucker. You're the real reason. The real reason is OSU and your participation in January 6th. That's the real reason. Because a bunch of those assholes, especially the ones in the committee, have seen your text messages, even if they haven't been released to the public fully. They've seen them. It's like the whole thing about, when Trump is in it, they're in a situation where Trump has, well, I mean, first of all, he voted for, this is another L in the Trump column in the case of Jim Jordan, that, Trump chose Jim Jordan, like, yeah, he's the winner. And he's fucking screaming at everybody around him that they didn't tell him who was going to be the winner so that he could automatically pick the winner, because that's all he does, is that he trusts his people to find the sure things, and then he goes, I'm voting for this person. That's why he voted for DeSantis, is because the everybody else said, the other guy doesn't support you, and this guy will win for sure if you put your weight behind him, and they did. Yes, we'll go to CheeseBro right after this for CheeseBro. And I'll send a pile. But this is the other one, too. This dickhead. Like, grabbing the flag by the pussy. Just stop it. Stop doing that to the fucking flag, you cretin. It's like him holding the Bible up outside that church, and they're going, is that your Bible? It's a Bible, and it's upside down, all that shit. Oh, we're almost at 60K. Like, subscribe, thumbs up, all that kind of stuff. It's the morning show. We're a little more laid back, but there will be an afternoon show. There will be radio tomorrow. We are live streaming the Sexy Liberal show. I'm more than likely going to stay in LA through the weekend and do my show on Monday, both shows Monday, and even be able to, because I don't have to travel, a Tuesday show earlier than normal, because I have the jam that night, if my singing voice is in okay shape, because that's the other thing. I'm still getting over my my sore throat a little bit. It's fine. It's more just like it's more like throat tightness. It's a net. You don't need to know this. Who gives a shit? Anyways, I don't want to talk about singing while this asshole's on the screen. Talk about losing his Bible is Mein Kampf. Apparently, it wasn't Mein Kampf he had on his nightstand. It was a thing of Hitler's speeches. So wait, where is this? Okay, we'll go back to, give me 1 second. We go back to this over here. And, Laura, I have not yet, seen the drawing. Did you mail it to me, or did you post it somewhere? Anyways, I'm excited to see it. Yeah, so let's go to, CheeseBro. Boy, did he try every fucking thing he possibly could. Yeah, where are we going? Here we go. Let's go to... CheeseBro. Nothing but CheeseBro. I guess this is the moment where Tim Pool's like, there goes another domino that's falling, not falling, but being removed to another line of dominoes where they're still allowed to stand while the rest of the dominoes begin to fall. I'm wearing a toque even in the summertime. Yeah, so the plea deal, let's see. I want to see if the footage, yeah, he took the deal. Plea comes a day after CheeseBro, according to sources, last month rejected a similar plea deal, but he decided to take it after all because CheeseBro and Sidney Powell worked together. In case you don't know, let me see if I can bring this fucker up. You fucker. You little fucker. Here he is. Oh, boy. So good. There he is. CheeseBro. Nothing but CheeseBro. What kind of CheeseBro you like? Bro. He rejected the exact same, basically the same plea deal a month ago, but he took it now because Sidney Powell took a plea deal. And man, this is one of those trains that builds up fucking speed. And you can jump off at the station while it's still moving slowly, and you wait any longer, you might get a sprained ankle jumping off the fucking thing. After that point, it's just careening towards a busted bridge into a ravine. Blinded by the forehead, I am CheeseBro. Hear me roar. Yeah. Do you think the reason they wanted speedy trials was to be first in line for plea deals? Well, let me tell you, both as attorneys, they know that that's the case. They could both try and get stuff thrown out, do everything you can to get it dismissed or get themselves severed and then move to federal court or get it thrown out under, fucking attorney-client privilege, any of that shit. That was definitely part of the plan. And then the fallback would be, well, at the very least, we're the first to roll. Although there's no guarantee. You don't have to go to trial to take a plea deal. You could do that. And believe me, we're about to see that happen with like 6 of these motherfuckers. As a matter of fact, I think some of the electors, the fake electors, have already done it. And they didn't go to trial yet. So I don't know if are we at 4 right now? People who are pleading out or becoming witnesses of the 19. So we're down to 15. Yeah, CheeseBro comes third defendant. The third defendant. Okay, so it's 3 of them, not 4 yet. This guy Scott Hall, who was they have footage of these motherfuckers, and she and I think CheeseBro were both there when they busted open this Dominion machine to try and download the software, which is just a straight up fucking crime. Like, it's an old-fashioned stupid crime. And they knew it when they were standing there. Like, you had to... Can you imagine, like, you think that you're busting into a safe that you're sure has a murder weapon in it, right? You've got no body. Nobody's even missing. You've been to court several times, and there's like, yeah, we can't even find a victim. We don't have a motive. Like, it was... People were at the mall shopping that day, and you're saying a murder happened, and you're like, no. There's a murder weapon, and it's got DNA from the killer and of the victim on it. It's there's a knife in this safe, and you're standing there. You broke into this person's house that you're convinced is the criminal, and you're standing there around. You're 2 lawyers and this fucking like 2 or 3 of these other people, this bail bondsman dude, and a couple other people, and you're cracking this fucking safe open, hoping that you find a murder weapon in there for a criminal that doesn't exist and a person who never died. And you open it and it's fucking empty. And the lights come on and they're like, yeah, we've been filming you the whole time. You're trespassing, breaking and entering, interfering with an investigation, all that kind of shit, right? Including the Docs case list? No, not including these. These are just the Georgia cases. Although, when these people flip, they have to participate in the Docs case if they had any part in it, or in the Jan 6 part of the case, which is what they really are affixed to. So, Sidney Powell, CheeseBro, and this bail bonds dude, they got busted for what they did in Georgia, but they will also have to give all the same information to Jack Smith, and they will have to testify and be deposed and be witnesses in the January 6th trial as well against Donald Trump and his co-defendants. And whether or not they can make a deal in those cases, which more than likely they probably will at this point, there's nothing about, I guess... Yeah. There may be, no. I was about to say, there may be some Fifth Amendment issues with you plead guilty to a state crime And the idea is that you want to be able to plead the fifth or not be incriminated in a federal crime. But if you'll notice, they both when they went over the stuff with Sidney Powell when she was, pleading out, she said she waived her rights, the rights that they told her. Well, one of them is her Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination because she's technically incriminating herself by, copping to these other things. And that does not mean that she is pleading the fifth to the felony charges that she might have in federal court. She's saying she did these things, that she pleaded down to the misdemeanor, and that she admits to the felony charges. She's just only being charged with the misdemeanors in exchange for her plea. It doesn't mean she is found innocent of the felonies by being found guilty of the misdemeanors. Does that make sense? Yeah, flipping is very bad. Flipping. So yeah, CheeseBro. I don't know that we have the footage of him. I think he just. Yeah, so they did. They did jury selection on Friday. Yeah. Yeah, no, he just rolled and said he's going to do it. So he's going to have to do the same thing in court that we saw her do, but he has not done it yet, insofar as I know. They're going to have to draft all this shit up. And more than likely, he's going to have to record his statement the same way Sidney Powell did. So Sidney Powell, before her plea deal that we saw in court, she had to sit down on camera and spill the fucking beans. She had to have a proffer session where she records everything, go, you got to tell us everything you know, and if you tell us everything you know and you don't lie and you don't hold anything back, then the plea deal will work and we'll use all that you have. And we've got you on tape saying it instead of you told us and we have to be hearsay witnesses in the fucking federal trial if Trumpistan does you in. That's a real concern in this case. So all of these fuckers, before their plea is agreed to, which I'm sure that's part of what happened, was that he rolled yesterday right after she officially did it, and they'd heard probably word that she had done it the night before, but then they watched it. Yeah. Yeah. Hell, if you're in a hostage situation, blink twice and we'll send a rescue team. I might blink a bunch. It just means send snacks. So, yeah. Yeah, this is old. They were guilty of an old school crimey crime. These fucking people are stupid. And they're wonderfully stupid. So CheeseBro himself, yeah, you have to waive your rights for this. Yeah. And CheeseBro in paradise. CheeseBro and Powell were both integral to the plot, to the fake electors plot. They know all of it. They were foot soldiers in it, and probably were in the bullshitting sessions. I won't call them strategy sessions because it was never going to fucking work. The bullshit sessions where they all fucking sat around having conversations about our electoral process. That's sort of the intellectual equivalent of a bunch of people talking about whether Batman could beat up Superman if he was coated in a thin layer of kryptonite, and whether he would use MMA or he would just punch out, if he could maybe kick him. It'd be an old school fight, or if there would be would Superman's back still be, that kind of conversation. Okay. Which, by the way, I'm for those conversations. They're great, but they're not going to materially affect the political system of our country any more than the conversation that these numbnuts had in whatever fucking anteroom of the Oval Office that Trump told them to go work it out with fucking Rudy Giuliani, right? By the way, will Rudy defend himself in court? He's never argued a case. No, he will not. I don't think, you don't have to be, even if you're a lawyer, you do not have to be a lawyer in the state you're being tried in to represent yourself. Anybody can do that, right? But, whatever, the man who serves as his own lawyer has a fool for a client, right? In all honesty, if I was in any of their positions, I would use a public defender. I would say there is no way I can afford to go up against the state of Georgia and afford all the stuff that I have. So I need a public defender because nobody can afford this. I personally think, especially anybody out there who has a child under the age of 18 or kids in college, can't afford an attorney. You can't. You could afford one for a while till you run out of money, but you can't afford an attorney. Not in a situation like this. Period. I don't care who you are. Like, unless you're, ridiculous, you're Murdoch well off. Anybody who works for a fucking living, anybody who's like got a mild amount of savings or owns a couple of stocks or, their house is their biggest single investment, you can't afford a fucking attorney in a case like this. You nuts? Unless you're going to plead out, which will take weeks, right? Help me get the best plea deal. That's it. Who pleads next? I would argue that there's probably a couple of the other electors next. Because that's the thing. If you're one of these fucking electors, go now. Talk to your attorney and plead out. Get some fucking... Because if the attorneys are doing it, the people that are above you in the line, you're fucked. If they're pleading guilty, they're going to testify to what they told you to do, and you're not going to... There is no... You're going to... You were just following orders. That's not going to work. That's not going to fucking fly. So, yeah. Trump pleads next. Trump's not going to plead out. He will not. Trump will not plead out unless unless one of the bigger ones, specifically the documents case, if he can, he'll be found guilty, he'll file an immediate appeal and be released, on his own recognizance because these are not technically violent crimes. Although I would say that they're, relatively traitorous and are trying to undermine the sort of function of government to the point where it affects national security. You could argue that. So that is a form of violence. For January 6th, they, that's much later though. Again, the documents, I think, we'll look at the timing on these things, but January 6th versus the documents case will probably play out faster. The guy with the gun. Yeah, that's different though, because these are direct foot soldiers, the people who carry out the violent crimes versus the people, and again, this is racketeering around election fraud, not January 6th. So when you look at the racketeering rules that are in this particular case in Georgia, they're dealing with fake electors and that kind of stuff, not the storming of the actual Capitol. So yeah. 100 hours of community service, 5 years probation, $5,000 fine, truthfully testify in any further proceedings, apology letter, state of Georgia, continue to provide documents and evidence. Yep, that's pretty much standard, and that is the dinner bell they are ringing to everybody else. $5,000 fine is fucking pittance. Probation, keep your fucking nose down, and in the case of Sidney Powell and this dude, stay out of the fucking state. That's what it's going to mean. These assholes are not going to go anywhere near Georgia, even to fly through fucking Atlanta and change planes in the next 6 years. Which is a pain in the ass. If you travel a lot, it's hard not to fly through Atlanta. Seriously, that's a big hub. You hate that it's so little? It's not, Janelle. It's not so little. Because what's happening is we're getting this in exchange for the bigger people. It's little for these folks, but recognize there's no situation. There is zero situation where Sidney Powell is now on the fucking QAnon talking circuit as a trusted voice amongst that crowd, which is one of the ways she was making money, right? That's gone because she's going to testify against Trump. She has to. Same thing with CheeseBro here or any of these other assholes. It's fucking worth it. It is absolutely worth it. None of these fuckers are neutered anyways. I'm not worried about any of these folks. Yeah, Jeffries is just going to win and win and win. Yeah, there's going to be a point where people are just going to fuck it, let Jeffries run the place. And it's going to be, oh, dear God. It'll be fucking deep state videos about uniparty, blah, 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 for whatever. It's totally worth it. Trump gets convicted, he'll be convicted because of their testimony. Yes, exactly. Any subversion is a violent crime. Men die to protect this nation. I agree, Danny. On a 1-to-1, I would argue that that's the January 6th thing. I think that's what they, everybody who supports the Jan 6ers is pissing on all the time. I mean, they might as well just fling dog shit into Arlington for all they care about what this country stands for and what it's supposed to stand for. Can they have a secret ballot in the House? No. Yeah, I agree on a moral level that these people are pissing away the deaths of every soldier who ever fought for us to have a free nation and have fair elections and all that on behalf of that orange shit gibbon that is Donald Trump. It's gross. It's totally grotesque. Like, I don't even know how you could show your fucking face in or around Arlington ever again, right? But in my way of thinking, let's see. In my way of thinking, I don't think it matters to them at this point, or they're incapable of making that linkage. If they were capable of making that linkage, they wouldn't have done this shit in the first place, right? Let's see. Couple of things. And by the way, in just a couple of minutes, let me see. Our dear friends at Crooks and Liars are going to be joining us, and I don't know if they're going to be joining us on one cam or two. So I've got to let me set something up real quick, because there's always so much fucking work, I got to put them in. I'm bringing this up and doing the thing. Turn on the speaker so that I'll be able to hear them at some point, because it's always a pain in the tuchus. And oh, my green screen went away. That's funny. I can't allow that to happen. That's not right. No sirree, Bob. Terrible things happen when you allow yourself to be. Although I don't really worry about anything. What are you gonna do? Just put cool pictures of me singing up behind me? Oops. Stream went away. What happened? Did I leave entirely? YouTube froze for a second. It's dragging back. I'm sorry. It's all the stuff I have open. Give me 1 second. Bink. I'm gonna shorten this. The internet's being wonky for 1 second. Give me a second. Here we go. And I'll turn this off real quick. And I'll bring them in when we can. Nope, they don't want that. Just me. Ta-da. Better? Sorry. Yeah, it's when I try to open the other screen and it gets all fakakta. It's all right. Do not touch the big red button. Frozen. It says it is the Illuminati messing with me. It ain't easy being green screen. That is true. Yeah, so it might get a little buggy when I switch over. Again, we got a big new computer at the house, and then of course I'm on the fucking road for like a week on end. I do need more RAM. This is true. Although I am putting a heavy load on this laptop, and it might, as crazy as it seems, it might simply be a matter of heat displacement, because this fucking laptop, bless its heart, is working overtime. I'll tilt it up so that it has a little airflow underneath it. And then I might have to freeze myself. Give me 1 second. Check this out. I'm turning on the air conditioning. I'm sorry if it makes it noisy in here, if there's air noise. Chud's in Vegas. I'm in LA. She's well taken care of. Don't worry. Summer's got her. Yeah, so I'm just going to turn on the air conditioning out here, and I will freeze this room, so hopefully that will help. I need, have Hal as a teammate any days. Oh yeah, I'll solve the problems. That's what I do. The road does get me places. Hal Sparks, what's your take on CheeseBro now living in Puerto Rico? Is that where he lives now? I mean, I would leave the mainland as well. It's not going to help him. It's not like he can fucking flee. You know. I do need a TARDIS. This is true. So, hopefully they'll be joining us in just a couple of minutes. And then I don't know if they're joining us in one... our dear friends at Crooks and Liars, if Driftglass and Blue Gal are joining us on one camera or two, I will find that out in a moment. My luck, it'll be 2, so it's just double the amount of computer power that I need, but I don't give a shit at this point. Either way, by the way, if you don't know about Crooks and Liars, you should. crooksandliars.com. It's a great site, aggregate, community-based site. It's a blog and so much more. And one of the best things about it is the Crooks and Liars like late night music choice that he makes, where he puts on, you know, old like Don Kirshner rock concert footage and shit like that and talks about it. It's just lovely. And they also, yeah. Thanks, Liberal Dan. Appreciate you calling in, by the way, on John's show as well. Good times. Oh, and Andrea, let them know that's an O, not a 0 in the word. Just let them know in case it's one of those like, is it? It is. Yeah, Crooks and Liars is fantastic. If you don't know, you should bookmark them immediately while we're hanging, while they're going to show up. And yeah. Reese Colbert. Not so far. Let's see here. Du einen Preis kannst du geben oder bekommst du einen Preis. Can I become president? Yes, I will one day. Just give me some time. Also, patreon.com/HalSparks. Please support us via Patreon. That's a lovely thing. You get a free comedy show every month from Flappers that I either stream or send to you today. Thanks. I'm glad you're liking my hair. I've been adding a bunch of product to it, almost in layers, because I have a special costume for the upcoming jam. I'm going to be doing it in Halloween costume. And considering, like, you can tell from my hairdo which direction I'm going. It does require face makeup, and it isn't Ace Frehley or a member of KISS. That's all I'm going to tell you. But it should be pretty obvious. Better run for rep first. I'm thinking mayor, governor, senator, president. Does that work? Just depends on which place I run for mayor of. Yeah. It may entail me moving back to Chicago and running there because I love Chicago and I'd love to contribute to my hometown's quality of government. You know what I mean? I did not cut it. My hair is longer. Like, it's getting long. Slade, there you go. Ever go blonde or red? I have thought about going blonde a couple of times. Yeah. Just for the Nerd Halen of it. Regina got it right out of the gate. Victims, aren't we all? I'm looking forward to it. I've done it once before in my life. Run for mayor in Portland. Yeah, you don't even have to live there, I bet. I just identify as someone from Portland. I identify as a Portlandia character, therefore I'm allowed to run. Hal for senator in Kentucky. Yeah, that's the other option. That's long game though. That's yeah. Am I abandoning Los Angeles? No, I am not. No, but Karen Bass is doing a great job, and I don't you can't. I don't think she can be termed out here for a while, anyways. Please try to get Carlos Alazraqui on your show. I asked him about doing it. I just haven't scheduled him. Yeah, but he's definitely on my list. Hashtag Rip Portland. Yeah. Until I show up and give it CPR, as I am wont to do. Don't. That's yes. That's my message to the criminals. Hal, you're an actor. You're already qualified. It is true. So many. Punfully named podcaster No Illusions looks like a blonde Hal. Oh, all right. Johnny Depp has a path to victory. It's true. My hair is longer than Hal's. No haircut since March 2020. Used to be Buzz. Wow, there you go. We're going right on. Yeah, I did little. I trimmed the ends a few times over the last little bit, but like but because I'm wearing a black shirt, you can't see like, and it's curly. When I allow my hair to dry naturally without blow drying it or straightening it or anything like that, holy shit, it's curly these days. Like it's like wavy curly. Yeah, Karen Bass is doing a great job. Although there is an argument for city council because she's going to need all the help she can get, and the mayor of LA only has so much power. How do I make face look different online? How do I make my face look different? I don't know what you mean. You have your work cut out dealing with police in Chicago? No, I would not. I would not. I would be perfectly fine. No. Stop blow drying your poor hair. I don't very often. And when I do, I have one of those. Summer got me one of those blow dryers when my hair started getting of length that uses cold air. Oh, and by the way, are they coming on? Go full Jeff Lynne here. Am I mistaken, by the way, Andre? Are they coming on today, or am I off by a little bit and it's just a show? Did you see them looking for you coming in? They're trying to get in. Okay, that might be the problem. Do I see them? No, I don't see them. I do not see them in there. I'm looking, but I don't see them. So let me reload the page. Maybe that's it. We'll reload it. See what happens. Nope, they're not there. I don't see them. Yeah. No, I don't. Audio source should be my microphone. There we go. And yeah, I don't see them in there. Yes, today look for them. Okay, hang on, they're having issues. Okay. Yeah, they have to use a Chrome-based browser. Pretty sure, if that's an issue for them. We've done it once before. If it's a total fail, I do have one other option, which would be, let's see, hold on. Might even be worth just doing it. Hold on 1 second. You just saw the Discord go by, where if you're a member of if you're a Patreon subscriber, you can use the less crowded part of the Discord. But I also have a regular Discord that you can participate in, that kind of stuff, which I have plans for over the next few months. But give me time because I'm still working on everything else. Is that I can do go back to me, and then go back to here, and then go back to this, and go back to guest, and then go back to here, and then I think, yeah, I want to try this because it's fuckity fuck, but it's always an issue. The collab cam thing that they do on here. Start, okay, copy. I'm gonna send them this in case. Wait, they might be popping up in here. No, oh, wait, nope. No, I thought I saw movement. I was so excited. Here you go. Hold on 1 second. If they're having trouble, have them try this. And the web source. Microphone source should be this for me. There we go, so they don't hear themselves. And then, okay. And they should, if they do sign into that, they will pop up in the thing. And hopefully that will, it's a possibility. In case they're having an issue with that one. And if it did work, if this did work, as far as me having guests on, have come over to Colorado and steal Bobert's seat, I haven't rolled that out either. And that fits into my, you know, I have to say, as much as I like the idea of living in an old missile silo, underground missile silo, which is one of the plans, that entails living in Montana, surrounded by those assholes. But moving to Colorado, and I have to say, I have a bit of an envy for the Red Skulls mountain lair, if you'll recall. Okay, they're trying. Okay, excellent, cool. Well, hopefully that will work a little better for them. And then if I see them pop up in here, share video source. Okay, nope. When they get in there, properties. There's 0 out of 11 possible guests. That's a lot of guests. Hopefully they'll link up. And it's always something. It is. It's always a something. Okay. Oh, wait. I see somebody. I see something happening there. God darn the harda. Hold on one second. And then I got to make sure I can, when I put this in here, I can hear the audio from it, which will be very important. And then, let's see, show on stream. If I click this button, what happens? Oh, I can see her. The question is, oh, okay, now, there it is. Hold on. I can tell, it's so exciting. I'm getting ever so slightly excited about the idea. I want it monitor and output for the Collab cam. There we go. And I should be able to hear audio coming from there at some point. We hope. We don't know. I'm almost there. Oh, this is so exciting. If this ends up working as the regular thing, this is a game changer, kids. This is super exciting. Okay. Which means, if I may, in what way does the thing? Okay. I've got one more thing to put out before we do this thing. Stream through. One second, and I'll bring them in. And are you guys separate in there, or there? Hold on, let me see if I can do this. See, there's 2 separate channels in this guy, so I got to. That's the other part I have to check. They're going to be in separate ones, and we're very exciting. By the way, link to Crooks and Liars while we're sitting here. By the way, and speaking of going blonde, we'll be very excited about that. Now, hold on one second. I'm going to bring her over. Just one second, ladies and gentlemen. Hold on. There she is. And now, 3, 2, 1, poof. Will the Collab cam load? Why would it not load at this moment? That's very strange. Oh, there you go. Now it's loaded up. Excellent. Fantastic. Now the only issue is that you guys can hear her, but I cannot. So I am going to remedy that in 1 second. But I think she can hear me okay, right? Yes? I can be heard? Yes. Excellent. And then in here, I will, go to properties. And then I'm going to bring this thing up. It is on monitor and output. Excellent. And then the audio, hold on 1 second. We're almost there. So exciting. Output, the audio goes to there. Track 6. How do we hear it? So very exciting. Why would it do such a thing? So, I know why. Because I don't want actually that audio to come through there, because that'll be terrible. Oh, there she went. Is that a come and a go? That was a come and a go. Hold on. We'll go back to me real quick. Hold on. I'm going to bring you back in and stuff, transition, switch you out, and I will do this in 1 second. I'll bring her up in just one moment. As I'm still remedying this, check 1, check 2. Look, Katie. No, that was not Katie Couric. Although, hold on. Still fantastic. Go. Guest is back in here. Pardon me while I whip this out. Opening this up. I think there's one other little switch I have to throw. And then we'll do there. Assign to a source. We're good there. Close. Excellent. Now how do I... Oh, I know why. Beg your pardon. This is going to be very strange, but it'll work. Let's go to the... Always a test, something like that. Oh, I see. We got a loop in there. It's always fun. It's always fun. Can you check for me to see if I can hear you at all yet? I don't think so yet, but I'm working on it. Check, check. I see something there. Hold on. But we're very, very close. We're very, very close. I can feel it. It's always fun when I'm mixing up these things. Throw the second switch. I did throw the second switch already, and then I re-threw the first switch that ended up being a switch that we don't know about. That said, check for me one more time. Let me make sure I'm seeing audio coming from your side of it. And I am not, for some reason. That's weird. That's entirely weird. So that might be the issue. I might be chasing a phantom that doesn't exist. And to make sure you're getting that audio is coming from you is the tricky part. That's all the thing. I do not have a meter that lets me know that this is coming in there. Yeah. Yeah, there's no... Whoops. Oh, dear. Went away, as you do. Sorry. This is gonna take some work. My other system kind of works. Oh, there you go. There's the back. Okay. Test, test, test. There you go. Show on stream is all good. And
test, test, test.
No, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not getting audio from your end right now. That's what I'm not seeing a signal of audio coming to me yet. By the way, lovely turquoise wall. I appreciate it. Oh, you don't have to leave to fix that. Maybe you do. See, I always think it's my problem, and I always assume it's on my end. But sometimes it just frankly isn't, and there's nothing I can do about that part of it. We will back out. If we cannot do this, we will make another attempt at the video situation in 1 second, because I know for sure I can make that work.